Hey, what's good, everybody? It's me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, and you're watching Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks, and it is a brand new episode of Who's That Cosplayer? And joining me on today's episode, I got somebody who is always in the gym just as much as your boy, and you know we're going to be talking about some gym talk. We're going to be talking about anime, cosplay, and that is the cosplayer himself, Spideyspice. How you doing today, Spidey?
Hello, world. What's up? How you doing? I'm actually feeling good. Actually, I was rushing. I ain't gonna lie. I ran a little late at the laundromat, so I didn't think I was gonna make it in time. So I'm glad we were able to push the time back.
Hey, well, I mean, look, I know you're a superhero, and I understand, fighting crime and whatnot. You got to make sure that your superhero outfit is clean, and I understand. It's like you can't just leave it in the laundromat and somebody just opens up the washer and then they was just like, oh snap, Spider-Man was here. So I get it, man.
It's funny you mentioned that because I did have a couple Spider-Man masks in the basket and I didn't think I had them in there, so I had to hide them because there was this little kid behind me too, and I think he saw it because he just started staring at me and I'm looking at him. He's looking at me. It was like that TikTok. He looks at me, and I look at him, and we were just staring at each other. I'm just like,
don't say nothing, kid. Yeah. Shh.
And he was just like,
all right, Spidey. I love that, man. So before we get into today's interview, everybody that's watching, make sure that you like this video, you subscribe to the channel, and you hit that bell button so that way you're always notified when we have new content here on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. And as D always says, podcast link down in the description. Like, follow, subscribe. So Spidey, let's go ahead and get into this interview. Before we get into it, though, I do want to say that I love your Yu Yu Hakusho backdrop. What's crazy, I literally just finished working out at the gym, and I always I always wonder, like, what do I want to watch, because I'm caught up on everything. So I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna watch some Yu Yu Hakusho today, and that's what I ended up watching. And then it's also crazy because I posted how Yu Yu Hakusho ends on TikTok. I posted the video where Keiko was screaming, like, Yusuke, right, I'm going to do my own thing. And so everybody's just commenting on this video, just like, man, like, this takes me back. I'm crying right now. And, Yu Yu Hakusho, it holds a special place in a lot of people's hearts. And also, too, everybody, we interviewed Linda Young, who voiced Genkai on Yu Yu Hakusho. So make sure that you go check out her interview. It is up here on the YouTube channel. So with that being said, and I did my little snowball, Spidey, the first question that I always love to ask is, what is your origin story? Every hero or villain has one. So tell everybody who Spideyspice is.
Oh man, origin story. So from a very young age, I was ridiculed. I was bullied.
Hey.
No. So growing up, I was never really allowed to celebrate, Halloween or anything like that. And, one thing that I've always loved as a child was superheroes. Like Saturday morning cartoons on Fox TV could not be defeated. I don't care who you are. Like Fox had the best cartoons. Like when I was 7, like 5, 6, 7, they had the best lineup. You had Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. You had Young Hercules. You had I brought up the
Young Hercules, bro.
Yeah, I just aged myself because if you don't know about Young Hercules, man, you need to look up Ryan Gosling's origin, man.
Bro, I was literally just talking about Young Hercules with somebody, man.
No, that show was really good because at the same time on the more adult channels, I can't remember what network it was, but you had regular Hercules and Xena, Warrior Princess, which they all kind of crossed over at some point or another, which was crazy. But so I was watching those X-Men, Spider-Man, and Spider-Man just happened to be my favorite. Then I got into, Batman, the animated series, and Superman, the animated series. And so superheroes have always been an integral part of my life. But when, Halloween would come around and, I'm going to school and all the other kids got their Halloween costumes, I never got to, wear it. Fast forward, adulthood, I got money now. Can't nobody tell me what to do with my money. And I started, I met a guy at a dance workshop, because I used to battle dance, and I would go to workshops and things like that to get better as a street dancer because I never learned from a formal school. And my buddy J Mark, he introduces me to conventions, and he shows me Otakon. So my very first convention was Otakon, and my very first cosplay was Natsu Dragneel from Fairy Tail, because I was getting into Fairy Tail, and I even have like a Natsu and Happy banner or scroll in my room right now. Can't see it; it's on the other side of the room, but it's there. J Mark actually got it for me for my birthday, and yeah, ever since then, I was like, oh, this is cool. Granted, no one knew who I was that first time I cosplayed because I didn't have the wig or anything, but it was still a fun experience. And then fast forward to how I got my name, Spideyspice. I go to 2 conventions back to back. So I go to a Richmond convention, and it's very last minute. I don't have anything because the Natsu cosplay is destroyed. Because that very first convention, I ended up ripping the pants, and I don't know how to fix it. So I'm like, all right, so I need something. So what do I got? So I started getting creative, and I'm in the bathroom. I see the bottle of Old Spice body wash, and I'm like, I can do this. So I grab some spandex, grab a towel, grab the body wash. I change at one of my friends' table, and Old Spice guy. That was my first cosplay that just really took off. Then the convention I went to after that was MagFest. So by then I eventually was able to buy a cosplay. So funny enough, it was supposed to be Nightwing that I brought to MagFest, but I had the same issue when I was buying, because this is before I knew how to buy stuff. It was too small. So when I finally got it all the way on, I moved, and it just fell apart at the seams, everywhere. And I reached out to the people, and they were like, yeah, there's nothing we can do. You can't even get a refund back. Enjoy. So Nightwing was tossed, and I never revisited it. But then I also got a Captain Spidey suit, which is an amalgamation of Captain America and Spider-Man blended together. And that took off. It took off so much that I got photographed and shared in a Kotaku article.
Nice. That's what's
up. And from there, my friends were like, okay, you have to have a cosplay page now, because I was just doing it for fun. And I was like, okay, but I don't even have a name. What would I even call myself? There's already a Captain Spidey. And I'm like, I just got immersed in the Spidey Society of cosplayers and everything. There's so many different types of Spider-Man cosplayers. You can get lost in it. And so I was trying to find my identity, and my buddy T Stunning Spidey, Tyler, he was talking to me, and he's like, just do what you do, kind of be yourself. And I was like, you know what, you're right. So I just blended the two, Spideyspice, and ta-da.
Hey, that was an awesome origin story, man. And it's when you mentioned the spice part, when you was getting there, I was just like, man, I feel like it's gonna have to deal with Old Spice. And then you say you did the Old Spice guy, and that's just awesome, man. That was a cool origin story. And when you were talking about all of the choosing your name because of Spider-Man, and there's so many Spider-Man cosplayers, it was making me think of Spider-Man No Way Home. And, thinking about the whole multiverse. How did you feel about that movie? Now, some people say that it is the best Spider-Man movie to ever come out. I really enjoyed it, and Spider-Man 2 is still my favorite. It's just I really enjoyed No Way Home. It gave me everything that I wanted, but Spider-Man 2 is just something about that movie where it's just every time I watch it, it always makes me feel good by the end of the movie,
Okay, we're talking about Spider-Man 2 with Alfred Molina and Tobey Maguire, right?
Huh?
Okay, cool. I have feelings about that series, but we're gonna get there. So Spider-Man No Way Home, I have 2 opinions. I'm gonna start with my biased opinion first. It's trash because Miles Morales isn't in it. So all bias, Miles isn't in it, trash. But unbiased opinion, no, it was very well done. It made me feel like I was 8 again, watching, Spider-Man for the first time. And it was, you had Tobey Maguire on the screen, and you had Willem Dafoe on the screen, and then you go into the next movie, and now you got Alfred Molina, and he's like, it was just a fun film to bring back, all the nostalgia from the previous movies. My personal favorite Spider-Man is Andrew Garfield, for everybody out there who wants to yeah. See, yeah.
I mean, I just know some people gonna be like, some
I know.
people gonna agree with you.
I know some people are gonna agree with me. Some people are gonna disagree. But ever since No Way Home, everybody's been on the Andrew Garfield train, and I'm like, nah, bro, I've been here since day one. I've been here since day one. All y'all said the movie was. Everyone wants to talk trash about Spider-Man 2, the Amazing Spider-Man 2, and I'm like, dog, did you not see the same movie I'm watching? Did you not hear Electro play the itsy bitsy spider with Tesla coils? Like, that is menacing, dog. Yeah. Like, I would not want to fight somebody as Spider-Man. If someone started playing the itsy bitsy spider with Tesla coils, I'd be like, you got it.
I'm out.
They gonna be like, yo, Spidey, what's going on? I'm like, did you not see what he just did? He's going to murder me. Like, he's going to unalive me. Like, no, I'm not doing that.
Nah, man. It's like, I thought, and I'm sure you've heard this before. I'm pretty sure like every Spider-Man movie fan has heard this before, but it's just like, Tobey Maguire, he was the best Peter Parker, and then Andrew Garfield, he was the best Spider-Man, and it's like, I wasn't really a fan of the Andrew Garfield stuff, but it's like, I don't put that on him. I put that on the writing. You know what I'm saying? Because when Spider-Man No Way Home came out and he was in that, like you said, like everybody was just like, yo, we love Andrew Garfield. We want the Amazing Spider-Man 3. But then you're like, nah. Y'all can't come and love this man now after y'all was trashing him for all these years and whatnot. Can you imagine if the same thing happened where it's like, DC does a movie and then they bring Jared Leto back as the Joker and then he kills it, and people are just like, yes, Jared Leto, he's the best Joker. And
so people kind of did that a little bit when they saw the Snyder Cut.
And
when they saw the Snyder Cut, and he had this entire monologue and everything, everybody, including myself, I was like, hold up, wait, this is kind of fire. Maybe we should look at some of those scenes we didn't get to see in Suicide Squad. Like, maybe that was just the way the movie was cut, that we didn't really get to appreciate what Jared Leto had to do for the film.
Yeah, I mean, and I know that footage is still out there. Like, the director, he keeps on pushing for a Suicide Squad cut, so that way that you can get the full experience. But I don't know, man. I just feel like every movie that we see, it's like, can you imagine if there was an actual good cut of Dragon Ball Evolution and then the director was just like, you gotta see this cut where the movie is way better. You know what I'm saying? So
there is nothing that can be done to save that. That the movie doesn't even exist.
It doesn't. No. What's crazy? There's people that don't even know about it.
They're better off in life.
I posted a video of Goku doing a Kamehameha from the movie on TikTok, and people were like, is this real? And all people kept on saying was, hey, that's the guy from Shameless. That's all they kept saying. They didn't even know. They didn't even know that Dragon Ball Evolution was a thing, man. And, I think that it's cool that movies have come, or anime movies in general, like, they've gotten a little bit better. Not 100%, but they're getting there. Like, I enjoyed Alita Battle Angel. I thought that was really good. And
I still haven't seen that one. I wanted to go see it, but life got in the way.
Highly recommend it. But, I want to get back to, talking about some cosplay stuff. Now, you said at MagFest, you wanted to do Nightwing, but everything fell through because the costume just ripped. Like, what is some advice that you would give to cosplayers that may see something that they want to get online and like they order a size thinking that that's the size for them, and then it's not, like, then they end up like what happened to you with the whole Nightwing fiasco?
Okay, so it's funny you mentioned that, because like I'm actually like drafting up an entire YouTube series around this. So because like I went through the struggles, so I'm telling you my struggles so that you guys don't have to go through what I went through. So I'm gonna say number one, look at the sizing guide, and number one, always check whether if it's in inches or centimeters, because most of these websites are based out of China. So like they're always going like their sizes are smaller. So if you're normally a medium, you're probably a large, extra large in their sizes. And then I'm gonna use my Rock Lee cosplay because it's a prime example of it. I got that from My Costumes, and I got the large size, which this is a large. Like this right here is a large. I've done nothing to it. It fits me perfectly. It's just like, it fits. When I bought Rock Lee, perfect timing. When I bought Rock Lee, it didn't fit. Like it fit the height, but I was swimming in it. Like it didn't. It was super baggy, so I had to like. And I have no sewing skills whatsoever. Like, I had someone teach me how to like just hand stitch with a needle and a thread. So I literally just stitched all the way up the sides until like it fit me like that, and then that's the end result. So I say this to not have you spend hours sewing up a suit that you bought expecting it to fit right out the box.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you on that, man. And you know, I had ordered my Deku cosplay from Easy Cosplay, and when I got it, that the jumpsuit fit, but the knee pads and the elbow pads didn't fit, so I had to cut them open. I had to buy some leather material, and then I had to sew it, just like how you were saying, because I'm not the best when it comes to sewing, but I can do the basics. And you'll spend hours just sewing something so that way that it can fit and whatnot. And what's crazy is the only thing that did not fit was the belt. So when I was walking around the con, I had to constantly keep pulling the belt up because it just kept sliding down. And eventually, like, because I was taking pictures with somebody, like the whole thing just came down. Like, thankfully, it was just a belt and nothing, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't that like pants or anything. But I agree with you when you say make sure that you order the right sizes, or, you know, go up a size, because the same thing happened when I had ordered a jacket from Wish. And that's something that people don't talk about anymore. But I had ordered the jacket my size, and then when I got it, it was about a medium. And I was just like, yo, like, what the hell? Like, I ordered my size. So yeah, heed those words, cosplayers or future cosplayers, because the last thing you want to do is spend all this money ordering a costume, and then you hit them up just like, hey, it doesn't fit. And they're like, oh, well, there's nothing we can do for you. All sales are fine. I'm just like, huh?
And another tip I will say to use is like, find a reputable, had to say that word 3 times. First time I messed it up. Second time was for effect. Third time was so it sinks in. Dealer when it comes to buying cosplay. Like, make sure that there are reviews on the website before you purchase it. It may not be a review on the costume that you want, but just go through everything and just see if there's one review on there, just to make sure that they are actually, you know, in business. Because sometimes, like, there are scammers out there. And like, I ain't gonna lie, I just got recently scammed. I'm gonna make a video about it. Like, I recently got scammed. I saw a nice little red hood helmet from a little business. I should have known better. I've been in this for a while now. I should have known better. It's my own fault. But, you know, when you see a nice looking deal and it looked pretty, and you're like, you can't beat that price. What's the worst that can happen? I'll just be out $40.
Yeah.
And you purchase it, and then you expecting to get a Red Hood helmet, and they turn around and give you an Iron Man mask that you can get from Party City.
Oh my god.
You be feeling some kind of way.
Oh my god, man. They got you with the okie doke.
They did.
And $40 is $40. I don't care what nobody say. Some people might be like, $40 isn't nothing, but you know.
Oh, and the best part about that was I contacted them and told them, like, this isn't what I ordered. I want my money back. I want a refund. And they were like, oh, well, in order to do a refund, you need to pay for the shipping and back over here. And they were based out of China, and the shipping was going to be pretty much equal the amount of the item. So like, no, I'm not shipping it back because it's literally going to no, nothing's going to happen. I'm still going to be out $40.
Yeah, exactly.
So they were like, oh, well, we can offer you a 10% refund and you can keep it.
Yeah, I hate that.
You going to give me $10 and I just get to keep something I didn't want in the first place? What am I going to do with this? So I'm just going to turn it into content and me destroying it. So joke's on you.
Yeah, that's always the worst. And I 100% agree with you. It's like you do always want to check out the source. And like that's something that I always say when it comes to, you know, people that are, you know, giving out information or, you know, quoting stuff. I always ask, like, what's your source? Like, you know, who told you this? And sometimes I saw it on Twitter. Like, that's not a good source. Like I could type something on Twitter, you know. So I wanted to ask you now, because I know you had mentioned before when you were at MagFest and you had did the Captain Spidey cosplay and you ended up being on the Kotaku website. What have been some of your other favorite moments from going to conventions?
Oh man. So I love to and hate telling this story at the same time. So I'm at AwesomeCon and I'm just hanging out with friends. Like my buddy J Mark again, and I'm with another. Like he introduced me to more friends, May and Kevin, and we were staying over there for the weekend. And it's Sunday, so last day of the convention, and we're all like gearing up to just go. And I'm planning on just doing Old Spice again because, you know, I didn't feel like, you know, getting dressed up again. I just did Robin on Saturday, which that there's another heartwarming story in that too. But we're focusing on the Old Spice story right now because it's more funny. So we'll get back to the heartwarming later. I'm gonna make you laugh and then go all later. So we're getting ready. The night before, she's like going in on building her cosplay. She has an amazing Maleficent cosplay. Like I watched her work on the wings, the rod. She put the LED light in and connected the battery to the wand and everything. And like she's working on her corset and like magnificent. She's beautiful and she's killing it, right? I'm laying on the couch just watching her do this stuff. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I fell asleep on the couch while she was still working on it.
Yeah.
Next day, she enters the backlot cosplay contest. Right now, this cosplay contest is judged by the attendees. So there are no judges. The judges are the people in the audience, and the way you win is there's a cheer meter. So like in the back, they have like a meter that goes up and down and show you who had the loudest shouts and everything. Right. I wasn't going to enter because obviously I'm in Old Spice. Like I'm wearing a towel. That's it. Like I didn't make the towel. I bought the Old Spice. I bought the towel. Actually, I think I stole that towel from a hotel room.
From the hotel.
So, if I'm being quite honest. And actually, no, I did steal that towel from a hotel. So, like, I'm not even paying attention. So, like, she's getting nervous. The closer it gets to, you know, go to the contest. So, like, they convinced me to enter so we can just calm her nerves and everything. I have no intentions of winning or anything. I'm just entering to help her out. So we're standing in line. Now it's freezing because now I'm just standing here. I'm not moving anymore.
Yeah, standing there with a towel on.
I'm just standing, like I'm shirtless, like I'm cold. I'm like, oh man, I can't wait for this to be over. Then we're also in the back of the line. So everyone else is going, and I'm thinking like, yo, there's some actual amazing people here. So like we went again. There was an entire Avengers group. Like they looked. They had. I think the only thing they didn't have was a Captain America because they had. This is around the time Age of Ultron was out.
Okay.
Yeah, Civil War hadn't come out yet, but Age of Ultron was out.
Who's that cosplayer?
I'm Laura Cosplay.
So like they had the Nick Fury, they had a Thor, a Black Widow, an Iron Man. Like they had like a legit, and the Iron Man was like had a legit suit made out of foam. Like I wasn't even, I was like, I thought they were gonna win.
Yeah.
I honestly thought they were gonna win. Then a Princess and the Bride group went up, and like they got like a lot of cheers. So I was like, oh, okay, that's top tier and everything, right? So I'm looking at my friend May, and I'm like, she has got to get a lot of like, you know, cheers and everything. She's gorgeous, she's amazing and everything, right? And you know, she goes up and everything. She gets some cheers and everything. I'm like, yeah, you go. You. Like, she didn't get nervous or anything. She didn't trip over herself. I was like so happy for her and everything. And then, you know, they call me up as like next up is Spideyspice's Old Spice guy. I tell you, before I even stepped on the stage, there was nothing. I have never heard a crowd louder for my appearance.
As the old, oh my God.
I didn't even step on stage yet. They were going crazy. And so like all I do was just stand there with the Old Spice. I was dumbfounded. I was gonna like do the whole like, hello ladies, look at you now back to me. I was gonna do the whole thing, but I was so dumbfounded by everything going on. I'm like, I feel like a jerk right now. Because like in the back of my head, I'm like, you just won. Like I knew I just won too. And I was like, I hate myself. So then I go backstage, and as soon as I step down backstage, here come the Avengers group, the Princess Bride group, everybody else like, congratulations, you just won. Because they all saw them eat her back then.
You could tell they was pissed. Oh my God, man.
Oh man. And so like, that's why I joke all the time, like, don't take cosplay contests seriously.
Yeah.
Because I won a cosplay contest in a towel and a bottle of Old Spice.
Okay, bro.
And then I argued with a couple people like you didn't even deserve to win that. On contrary, I spent 25 years working on this body. Okay. This was 25 years in the making. I've worked longer on this cosplay than anybody here.
And we're gonna get to that, but you know, Spidey, I just want to say, man, it's like we have a lot of similarities when it comes to, you know, stuff like that, because, you know, I did the exact same thing. There was a Nintendo game night at Dave & Buster's, the Nintendo trivia game night. There we go.
Okay.
And they had a cosplay contest going on and whatnot, and they asked everybody to come up to the front of the room, right? And just like this contest, it was crowd participation. You know, whoever got like the loudest cheers, they won whatever. They won a $25 gift card to Video Game Heaven. So it's like you got somebody cosplaying as Peach, the Mario Brothers, bro. You even had a group of people cosplaying like the characters from Donkey Kong 64, like Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, like they like, bro. Everybody was on point. Somebody was even cosplaying as Ness, Kirby, all that stuff. And so me, I was just like, man, I was just gonna go up there and joke around, bro. All I had on was some jeans and a hoodie. That's all I had on. And the judge gets to me, and he's just like, so who are you supposed to be? And I was just like, I'm Street Thug #1 from Final Fight. And yo, everybody in the room, because I'm a professional wrestler too, so it's like I know how to work a crowd. So I'm hyping the crowd up and everything. And when the judge is going back around, like saying like, okay, so who won? And like he's going over everybody. And when they got to me, like the room just lost it. And they was just like, well, it looks like Benjamin Banks is our winner for being Street Thug #1 from Final Fight. And bro, when I tell you, like, the girl who was cosplaying as Peach was so upset, man. Like, the people at her table, they came up to me. They was just like, there's no Street Thug #1 in Final Fight. Like, I just Googled it, and, like, I found something, but you're not even dressed like her. And I was just like, oh, I'm in the Japanese version of the game. You know, it's like, I'm in it. But it's just crazy, like how you just said, you shouldn't take cosplay contests seriously, because if you could win from just going up on stage, having a towel on, you know, being all muscular and strong, and if I can win from just having on a hoodie and some jeans, you know, anybody can win. It's all about just being yourself and having that energy. That's all I say about that.
And I will say it also really depends on the type of contest it is. You know, like if it's a crowd participation contest, there's no reason to take it seriously.
Yeah, I agree.
The eyes of the people in the contest are not going to see all the hard work that you put into it. you know, where if it's an actual judge, like another, like, you know, cosplayer who's like of status, you know, judging it, then okay, cool. Take that seriously, but with a grain of salt, okay? Because like there's a certain technique that they're looking for within it. There's a lot of discourse in between that. I know the foam smiths feel slighted on it in a lot, and between foam smithing and sewing, and how they feel where sewers get a lot of the praise in their technicality, and then vice versa, where, you know, seamstresses or sewers feel whereas foam smiths get a lot of the praise because of how grandstanding their cosplays look. So there's things on both sides of the fence where, you know, we're always going to be envious of the other person. But another big thing is that you never know what your judges are looking for. And overall, what the judges are looking for is how difficult was the technique that you used in order to create, you know, your piece. Because like I can get some fabric and create an amazing something that looks amazing, but if I'm only using one type of stitch, that takes away all of the work I used in order to create it. Because like, okay, well, this is really basic now that I'm looking at it, because there was nothing really outstanding about how you made this. It's just you threw these fabrics together and you just called it a day. And same thing can be said about foam smithing. So when it comes to these cosplay contests, you know, just be aware of, you know, how you're making your stuff, and you just, you know, go that little extra mile if you want. And if you didn't win, it's no big deal. Just take that as a learning experience and use it for the next one to get better at it.
You know, and like how you were saying, because I want to piggyback off of what the judges are looking for and whatnot. I interviewed Kiwi Ninamori, who came in second place at BlurredCon during that whole cosplay fiasco and whatnot. And check out her interview because it is here on the channel. But you know, I remember just seeing like everybody online just giving their hot takes on it and whatnot. And I'm glad that I was able to interview her, so that way she could tell me and tell everybody who watched, like, yo, this is what really went down. It's just like, you know, people that's giving their hot takes, they weren't even at the con. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's like some of the judges, like you said, like they're looking for specific things. And, you know, her and then the girl who did come in first place, it's like they both sold their outfits and whatnot. But it was just something about the girl that came in first place that the judges saw, and they was just like, we're giving it to her. But, you know, like that whole fiasco happened, and then they corrected it and they fixed it and everything. So, and I know BlurredCon's coming up this year. Like, I'm hoping that I can make it to it. It's just every year when BlurredCon comes around, I always got to wrestle every year.
Yeah.
So hopefully I can make it to one, because it's like I've always wanted to check it out.
Well, maybe you could wrestle at BlurredCon, because I know they have a wrestling panel.
Ooh, well, have they ever had a wrestling show? Because I know GalaxyCon. Yes. Oh, they have? Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, I'll look into it, because at Fayetteville Comic-Con, I'm going to be there in a couple of weeks, and they're having a show. Like, they just made the announcement today, and like they have my picture on the show thing, and somebody tagged me on Facebook. It was just like, Benjamin Banks is going to be there, and I was just like, not Benjamin Banks, but Benjamin Joe Banks, because, you know, I am a Joe star. So, you know what I'm saying? Your boy's going to be there. So now I want to move it along, because, you know, I mentioned earlier, you know, you're in the gym, always hitting it hard. And that's what she said. and I love, like, on your Instagram, you say it's your favorite weightlifting cosplayer. And you also mentioned, you know, 25 years in the making, you've been grinding, working hard. Like, what was it that, you know, put you in the mindset that it's just like, hey, I want to hit the gym and I want to, you know, get this physique, like this godlike physique? Was it because of all of the superheroes that you grew up watching on TV?
Yeah, so now we're at 30 years in the making. I said 25 because I believe I was 25. No, yeah, I was 25 when that happened.
Okay.
So yeah, so now we're 30 years in the making. And yes, it was because of superheroes. And like, I'm not gonna lie, it was very shallow reasons, because well, I don't know if it was shallow reason, but like, hear me out. So I really didn't have that many friends growing up. You know, like, cause like, you know, I idolize superheroes like at a young age. Like, you know, Batman could do no wrong in my eyes. Like, I like Batman has been number one for young Spidey for a long time. And now that I am adult, I realize that Red Hood makes more sense. So, but yeah, back then, like, my big three were, Batman Beyond, and Spider-Man. So like those were my big three, and like, you know, the one thing, and like outside of that, like all the cartoons that I were watching and everything, the one thing that the hero always had in common, like, and like with having friends and everything, like, was muscles and everything. Like, so like my young undeveloped mind was like, okay, well, they have a lot of friends. Maybe if I got muscles, I would have friends. And so like I started on this regimen, I think it was around in middle school, where I just started trying to do like 100 sit-ups a day. And like in gym class, like, but we didn't have gym every day. So like every time I had gym class, you know, I'm trying to hit like 100 sit-ups because I couldn't do a push-up. I hated doing push-ups. Then didn't really start doing push-ups until I got started doing football.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really what got me into fitness. And then like after, you know, high school, not even after high school, but during high school, I just realized that like I'm really small for what I wanted to do, because like I wanted to play football, but in order for me to play the position I wanted to play, which was running back, I need to be a minimum of 180, or at least like between 160 and 180. And I was a $125 soaking wet. So pretty small guy. So like I've always been on this venture to like just gain muscle and build weight so I could just like, you know, be able to do certain things I wanted to do. And then like after, you know, going and joining the military, I just blew up. Like I literally went from 125 to 186 in like the span of 6 months.
Just gaining muscle.
And like it was mostly fat. I ain't gonna lie to you, it was mostly fat. I had a round face. Like you see any photos of me when I was in basic training and everything, like my face was round. But after basic and AIT, like I started slimming back down again, and I dropped down to 160. And that's when I got introduced to P90X and Insanity and a bunch of other training regimens. I finally got access to like an actual gym, and I've been there ever since. And like it's just been like I've always wanted to. It went from I wanted to look like a superhero so I can have friends, and then it transferred into like I want to become the superhero.
I feel that, man. Yeah, you know, I used to be 456 pounds, and I ended up losing 200 pounds just from hitting the gym every day. And when I started my wrestling career, I had the mindset that, you know, I wanted to be the best big man in professional wrestling. You know, I wanted to see my name, you know, in the wrestling magazines and stuff like that, and be on those lists. But it was like the older I was getting, you know, I was starting to realize that like a lot of bigger wrestlers, it's like, you know, they weren't making it past their late 30s, early 40s and whatnot. So I was just like, you know what, it's time to make a change. And, you know, I started hitting the gym every day, but I wasn't as motivated until I watched the anime called My Hero Academia. And just seeing Deku up there and, you know, seeing his story and just being able to relate with him, I felt like it was the anime that I needed to see at the time, because it's like I wasn't really watching anime anymore at this point. And, you know, just like how you were saying when you were younger, you watch these shows and like these heroes, they inspired you. And like that's the one thing I love about My Hero Academia, because it's such an inspirational anime. And, you know, because of that, like, bro, like my gym playlist just became full with My Hero Academia music and whatnot. And I just kept going. I kept pushing myself. And it's like eventually now, whenever I go to the gym, you know, people always stop me because they see me in there all the time. And like, they're always asking me for advice or, you know, just giving me props. Like one dude came up to me and he was just like, "Who are you?" And I was just like, "I'm Benjamin Banks." What? And he was just like, "Man, it's just like, I've been coming to this gym now for a couple of weeks, and ever since I've been coming here, I always see people coming up to you and talking to you. I'm just like, man, this guy must be popular. And I was just like, nah, it's like I just been working out at this gym since 2018, and I've seen a lot of people come and go at this gym. You know what I'm saying? So it's like eventually, it's just like y'all see each other in here all the time. Eventually, y'all gonna start talking to each other because it's just like, I've seen your growth, you've seen my growth, and that's one of the things that I love about the gym. And I love what you were saying about how you wanted to put on muscle so that way that you could have friends. But then it's like your mindset changed along the way, and it's like you put on muscle because it's like you wanted to better yourself and you wanted to look like those heroes that inspired you when you were younger. So I'll give you a pinky up to that. And whenever it comes to fitness and whatnot, man, I'm always gonna push that on people because it's just like everybody deserves to become a better them. So the question I want to ask you now is, what advice would you give to somebody that's they're doing cosplay or just in general, they want to get in better shape? Like, what is something that you would tell them that is an easy way for them to get the ball running?
Ooh, consistency. Just go. I get that question a lot, and everyone's always expecting me to give them a workout program or tell them exactly what exercises they should start doing or what's a good exercise for beginners. And I will just tell them, just go to the gym. You don't even have to do anything. Just go to the gym. Yep. Just walk in and number one, in order to get in, you have to have a membership. So that's number one. So you have to go to the gym and sign up for that. Then next day, okay, cool. Walk around, get a feel for the equipment. Treadmills, probably the second easiest thing to use in the gym. And the reason why I say it's the second easiest thing, because the first easiest thing is the dumbbells. Because all you do is pick them up and put them down. That's it. Treadmills a little bit more technology involved, but it's still you get on, you just start moving. That's the best advice I can say, is just go and be consistent. And then as time goes on, you can add on programs, you can add on, more difficult rep sets and, intricacies and how you do your exercise and your training programs, your regimens. If you want to do drop sets, if you want to do deep loads, or you want to get into deadlifting, you want to start powerlifting, you want to there's a lot to it. But the first step is to get up and go.
I like that. And that's good information, especially, what you said about the consistency thing. And then also, when I first started going to the gym, it's just like, I didn't know anything, but it's just like, you have to experiment with stuff. And, if you are doing something wrong, eventually you'll start doing it right, because it's just like, man, I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Or hopefully somebody will see you trying and they see you in there all the time. They're just like, hey, you should do it like this. Sometimes you get that, sometimes you don't. But I think that's really solid advice that you just gave, and I appreciate you saying that. So the final question that I have for you is, what are some of your hobbies that you enjoy doing when you're not cosplaying and you're not working out at the gym?
Oh, I have none. No. No, so when I'm not cosplaying and I'm not at the gym, that's pretty much all I do. No, so I game. I'm a gamer. I stream. I play a lot of games on my PS5. Right now I'm playing Tiny Tina's Wonderland, and I'm streaming Horizon Forbidden West. I'm staying away from Elden Ring. One of my followers got me Elden Ring, and I told her, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't want to play this game, but the rule of the stream is if you buy it for me, I have to play it. So it's coming up right after Horizon. What else? What other hobbies aside from gaming? I'm picking up guitar. I just started guitar. It's downstairs. I haven't touched it in months, but I'm trying. I'm listening to a slight songs. I'm learning. I think that's really. No, that's kind of the gym thing. But I was gonna say I like to do obstacle course races. So like Spartan races, things like that. Like those are I do those for fun. Like it's not like I compete in them, but like
yeah,
it's for fun. It's something that like I hate running. I despise running. I loathe running. If I could get away with doing a Spartan race with a decent time without running, I would do it. But having obstacles in the way makes it more interesting. Like, run and jump over these things. Okay, now crawl under these things. Now pick up this heavy stone. Now drop this heavy stone. Climb this rope. Do some monkey bars. Like it's exciting. And like jump over this pit of fire. I'm like,
yeah, it's like
dude,
a video game.
I get to jump over fire, dog. Like, I have a lot of fire picks, no pun intended. Prince Zuko out here, Fire Nation gang over here. But like, I get to jump over fire, dog. Like that's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you said, I mean, I just mentioned it's like a video game. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you play those games when you're younger where it's like you got to jump, like Super Mario, for example. You got to jump over the pit or that's it. And I don't know about you. I mean, I've never done it before, but I'm always one of those type of people that's always down to try something. But I feel like I got to get my leap game up before I try to do something like that, man. But, I just want to say, Spidey, thank you so much for joining me up here on a new episode of Who's That Cosplayer. You are an awesome guest. Oh, you're welcome, man. And so the final thing that I want to ask you to do is, for everybody that's watching, let them know where they can find Spideyspice at in social media land.
And you can find me in St. Louis rolling up. I'm sorry. So it's Instagram.com/SpideySpice, Twitch.tv at Spideyspice, not at, but Twitch.tv/SpideySpice Cosplay. Is that it? Hold on, wait, let me double check my social medias because I'm not certain. Oh, Facebook. I got a Facebook thingy now. I had one, I forgot about it, and it's working. Give me a second. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna get you the Facebook thingy. I'm talking to procrastinate. This is my voice. Listen to my voice. Okay, the voice is saying it's Spideyspice Cosplay is the page on Facebook. I couldn't remember if it was just Spideyspice or Spideyspice Cosplay. And I think that is all of these socials I have. I think. Give me a second.
YouTube?
Oh yeah, I do. I just said it earlier. I do have a YouTube.
Yeah, because you said that you about to start making all these videos.
I did. Also, so actually, like my one YouTube video I have right now is like a hot take. You guys can check that out. I am defending Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and it is literally titled Star Wars Episode 1 is actually good and you guys are haters.
It is. I don't understand why.
No, Star Wars Episode 1 was good and y'all are haters. There we go.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good movie. I mean, I know people crap on Jar Jar Binks, but I mean, I enjoyed it. I
have a whole bit on how important Jar Jar Binks is in the film.
Like I feel like it was just the adults that were not a fan of Jar Jar Binks when the movie came out, but I enjoyed it, man. And with that being said, thank you everybody for joining me on a brand new episode of Who's That Cosplayer. You already know where you can find me, your hero Benjamin Banks at KingBenji_Banks. On Twitter and Instagram, you can find me on Facebook at Benjamin Banks. I should be the first person to pop up. If not, then I need to contact Mr. Zuckerberg. Thank you all for watching this interview. Make sure you check out some more of our interviews that we have here on the channel, along with reviews and reaction videos, podcasts with brand new episodes. The link is down below in the description. And then the video of that episode is up here on YouTube every Friday. With that being said, keep that pinky up. Stay positive. We'll see you next time on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Peace.
Thanks again, everybody, for watching another episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe to the channel. Podcast, we got that too. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and hit that bell for further episodes and notifications. Thanks a lot to our patrons. And if you don't mind, join the Patreon. We'll be having new specials coming up soon.